I'm Amber from Plantastic Cooking and Gardening. Today we are working on a project at my house in Philadelphia. So we have a much smaller space than Nicole does, but it's a really great example of some things that you can do at your own small property. So what we're working on is putting in stone under our back deck because we've had really bad drainage issues for a few reasons, and that has made it super damp, which has caused a lot of issues on our property. So the first thing is that it is always moist back here because we do not have good drainage. So that has made it really hard to grow certain things. Also, until recently, we had very little light back here. You can kind of see now we have tons of light because the people behind us took out 2 trees. So now we're getting a lot more light in, which should really help dry out our soil and make it a little bit easier for things to grow back here. We all know that plants need light, so everything I've tried back here has just died. I finally am getting creeping Jenny to grow back here, which I'm really excited about. I know everybody's like, no, it's invasive, it'll take over, but I'm like, please take over. I just want something like a ground cover to cover back here where we're not putting the stone. So yeah, we're working on putting stone back here. The second really huge issue we're having back here is a ton of mosquitoes. Like, it is unbearable to be out here in the summer. We do not like to use a lot of sprays. We have 2 little babies running around. It's bad for the environment. We live by the Wissahickon Park, so we have a creek right near us, so we don't want to add to the problem of getting more pollution and things into that creek. So we really tried to keep pesticides and sprays and things like that to a minimum. So we're hoping by increasing our drainage, decreasing some of the moisture that's building up here, decreasing some of that standing water, we will be able to more naturally fix that. So I will show a before of what it looked like back here so you can see our progress through this project. So this is the before of under the deck. As you can see, it needs a ton of work. We have had no time to really focus on this at all this year. So we've kind of collected some things. Some of these things are from last year. We got some toys. This is our fire pit, which we actually do use a lot. We just somehow live in this part of the neighborhood where everybody's trash blows under here. We have these pine trees, so we have tons of pine needles. This all needs to be weeded out and made to look nice. And then we will put in our stone to help with our drainage issue. Get all this junk out of here. Yeah, and then hopefully we had these huge trees blocking all this light here, and they just took them out, which I think is why all these plants are growing, because nothing was growing back here. And literally they were taken out, I don't know, like a week, 2 weeks ago. I guess it was 2 weeks ago, and all these plants have grown since. So we now get so much more light back here, which is really gonna help. So we are going to try to plant something again. I've tried multiple things. The first year I tried creeping Jenny. That was like 3-4 years ago now, and it is just starting to take off. So it lived. Everybody said it was invasive, and here it is finally growing. So I'm hoping that will continue to expand. Maybe we'll put more of it to fill in this back area. Today we are on step 2 of this project. So yesterday my husband worked on step 1, which was clearing out under the deck. You saw in my first video that there was a lot of stuff under there that needed to be cleared out of here. Then he raked it all out, so you can see it's really nice and clear. Hopefully you can see it. I know this is a weird angle. Raked all the stuff out, cleared out all that trash that was under here, and then used this to tamp it down, make sure it's really packed in there really nice and good before you put in our stone. The next thing that he did is he took about 3 cubic feet of sand to make sure that we had good runoff. So we talked about our drainage issue. So he kind of made like a triangle shape through the back to go down. So he used 3 cubic feet of about that of sand to make sure that we had a path. So when it rains, when water starts pooling, it is going to go down around the house versus sitting back here under the deck. So today we are working on step 2 and then step 3. So step 2 is to lay the super geotextile fabric down. So we're going to lay the fabric down, put it down with garden staples, make sure it's nice and secure. This will help make sure we're not having weeds, other plants grow up. Especially my husband is super allergic to poison ivy, so it's just better to just not have to deal with it. We obviously aren't going to be growing anything under the deck, and we will just want the stone. So this will help make sure that we're not getting any weeds or anything back there. Easier maintenance for us, especially 2 busy people with little kids. So yeah, that is step 2, and then we will do step 3, which is moving all of the stone that is currently in our driveway, which I will show in a little bit, back here. So we are putting the staples in about 2 to 3 feet apart, and our geotex is overlapped a few inches, about 5 or 6 inches. And the hardest part is finding rocks that the staples can't go through.
This is correct.
It's Greg's favorite part.
Yeah.
Had to do an update because the biggest challenge of working under a deck is the amount of times we have almost given ourselves concussions and knocked our head on the top, stood up too fast. So I'm laying here on probably my 10th concussion. It's not actually that deep, but it does hurt. So if you're gonna work under your deck, please be careful. Please remember that there's a deck above you, because I can't seem to remember and keep knocking my head on the deck. Are you enjoying your stone moving experience?
Enjoying this part.
What part is that?
Distributing it
With a painter's stick?
No, I was gonna use this to measure the depth.
Oh.
Gotta do some spot checks, make sure we got a even coverage.
I think we own a ruler somewhere.
Yeah, it's harder to look at that at a glance.
Do you need help or should I just keep filming?
Definitely just keep filming.
Okay. Okay, so my husband and I were very concerned we would not have enough stone, and we're thinking of our strategy for getting more stone. And we are almost done under the deck, and I think we're gonna have enough. I'll keep you updated though, in case it gets dire.
That's how I know.
There's dirt on my nose and on my hand.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you.
In another episode of Greg uses weird things to measure things, even though we have measuring tape and ruler, we're now using our tamping tool to measure these bricks.
Which is 8 by 8 inches.
I understand, but I want to assure you all, we do have measuring tapes.
It's this is 6 inches, and this is 8 inches. I've measured it.
We decided to put in kind of like a small, tiny little French drain on the side between our house and our deck stairs. Sorry about the dirt all over the deck stairs. I just repotted something. Just to add more drainage as our kind of triangle shape that we tamped down under the deck runs water this way. We'll have a little bit extra space for that water to go down around and stop sitting behind our deck and under our deck. We used a larger rock for that called egg rock.
Let me get the next one. What's that?
You did 4, I will do 4.
Which one is this actually on?
This is number 2.
Tires. Basically, we can't push it off.
I got it! I am the Hulk! Are you feeling zen? Working on your Zen garden?
During this portion, yes. Maybe all portions, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Even during the hauling portion?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been kind of zen for me too.
Different kind of zen.
Different kind of zen. Okay, we are on day 3 of our gravel stone under the deck project. We've been working for about an hour and our stone pile is looking so small. I'm very excited. So is Greg. We have moved to over 2.5 tons of stone in a little over 24 hours at this point. So feeling pretty good. Lower back is definitely hurting a little bit, but we are making progress and we are almost done moving stone. Boop.